Again, that's a circulation that has been a long track circulation. It is in western sections of Dinwiddie County. And you see the trajectory here. It is coming to town. This thing is coming up into the Richmond area. So you need to start talking about it right now. Start having a plan in place as this storm continues to move up into central sections of Virginia now. So it's into Dinwiddie County, coming up into Richmond. It's about 40 miles away. So on that track, we're looking at just a little bit more than an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes. So 2 o'clock or so, this thing will be up in the city center of Richmond, only 26 miles away from the Petersburg area. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit closer here on the storm in western sections of Dinwiddie County. It's just one storm that we've been tracking. And again, we're starting to get that pattern again, that donut hole, that bounded. It's bounded by heavy precipitation, and there's that little weakness in there, that weak echo region, as it's called. The new warning right now drops Brunswick County out of it. So now it is all a Dinwiddie County warning. So the Dinwiddie County warning continues for 15 more minutes. You folks in Brunswick County, you can relax for a little while. As of right now, there are no tornado warnings anywhere else except for Dinwiddie County. So it's just Dinwiddie County, and it's this storm here that's a little bit north and west of the McKinney area. So again, it looks like this is going to split the area between Darville's and DeWitt. So let's go in a little bit closer. Let's pull this thing back to the west, if we can, Julie, and put a storm track on this. All right, so we're getting a close look at some heavy rainfall in Alberta.
You know, they're saying 3/4 inch hail with that.
Really? Okay, so 3/4 inch hail. That's not something that we're going to see a lot of today. Hail is not something that you typically see with tropical environments and tropical type severe weather. That's just an indication that you've got a really strong updraft if we're able to get into the colder air, because these are typically going to be low top supercells. They're not the real tall storms that you get in the summertime that reach way up into the troposphere where it's very, very cold and you can get hail to develop. And these are going to be lower. So the fact that we've got large hail with this, 3/4 inch hail, that's pretty impressive. So again, there is the little donut hole there. That's where the circulation is. It's a little bit north and west of McKinney. And Julie's drawn another storm track on there for us. Darville's at 108, Ammon at 127, Manborough at 134, Winterpock at 147, and Skincourt at 154. So we're talking about Chesterfield County now. Now, that is not where the warning is at the moment. We're drawing this out for the next hour, just to give you an idea. The current time is 1:02, so we're taking this all the way out 52 minutes from now to give you a heads up of where this is headed. So it is headed into far southeast sections of Amelia County and into Chesterfield County as well. So it's a long track circulation. I don't see any reason why this would weaken. We have instability that is traveling from south to north into the area, plenty of warmth, plenty of humidity, and this storm is riding right along with that instability. So it's coming right up into central sections of Virginia. Right now it's just a general rainfall through parts of Chesterfield County, as well as parts of Powhatan and Goochland counties. So no threat at the moment, but it's something that is downstream of this tornado-warned storm, and that is going to be coming up into the area a little bit later on. Okay, current time is 1:03. This tornado warning goes until 1:15. It is just for Dinwiddie County. Again, this is southern sections of Dinwiddie County. This is northern sections of Dinwiddie County. So it's just in Dinwiddie County right now. You've got that signature donut hole look to it here, right here off of Old White Oak Road. Again, this is Highway 40 coming out of McKinney and running to Darville's. And then you have Old White Oak Road, and the circulation is going to be right in there. It's going to be right along that Old White Oak Road. So if you do live in that area or know somebody in that area, you need to take a tornado safety precautions. Call somebody, tell them, get out, get ready to go here. There's a new warning coming out right now. Okay, so the new warning is now in effect for this storm, and that is going to be taking it up into parts of Amelia County and now into Chesterfield County. All right, so here we go. This storm will continue through northern sections of Dinwiddie County. It will cross over Highway 460, and it will continue to track to the north. And areas of concern now downstream are going to be extreme southeastern sections of Amelia County. Not Amelia Courthouse, not Jetersville. You guys are way west of this. So if you have it set up to warn you on the county itself, it's just clipping the southeastern part of Amelia County. And it's also just clipping the southern part of Chesterfield County, but it is an indication of what is coming. There's Winterpock up in there, and as we get up here, we're talking about Chester. All right, so we're talking about locations that have got a lot more people here, a lot more neighborhoods in the path of this storm. So there's Petersburg, and just west of there is the northern extent of this warning that has just been issued. Julie, what is the time on that warning?
This one says 1:30.
1:30. Okay, so this new warning just goes until 1:30. That seems odd. That's only 25 minutes from right now, but they're saying 1:30 on this, and we still have the initial warning that goes until 1:15. Okay, so 2 tornado warnings, but they're for the same storm. So the whole area here in red, if you're just joining us, that is the tornado watch. Broad area of the Piedmont and Tidewater, everybody included in this. That means the conditions are favorable for the development of tornadoes, and we have had this one storm that is continuing to produce tornado warning after tornado warning. It developed down in north central North Carolina, and it continues. It's what we call a long track supercell, and it is now coming up through Dinwiddie County, and it has its sight sets on not just Chesterfield County, but eventually probably the city of Richmond and Henrico County. So again, here we go. Storm is coming up, moving north-northeast. Folks need to be talking about this now in Chesterfield County and even into Richmond and Henrico County. You don't need to scramble around at the last minute. I'm telling you, from what I see here, this storm is going to continue to maintain itself, and I do think we're going to have warnings upstream or downstream from this, up farther north, so into the Richmond area. So get things in place that you need. If you need to find a place to go, if you need to clean out some stuff from the closet in the interior part of your room or your home, do that now. If you need to unlock the basement door, whatever it is you need to do, just make sure that you can easily get to where you need to get so you're not scrambling around and you don't let too much worry and panic get into your head. So if you've got to do something quick, you got to run out and do just a quick errand. You've got plenty of time to do that here in the Richmond area. When I say plenty of time, I'd say half hour, maybe 45 minutes tops. But get ready because this storm's coming in. It has had a long track circulation with it, and I don't see it winding down. If you do have to get out and you want to be able to continue to track us, this right here, this little box here in the bottom right-hand part of your screen, that you can take the camera on your phone, hover it over that, walk up to the screen, and that is going to open up a way to download our weather app. You need to take that with you so you can stream the coverage and take it wherever you need to get, whether it be into the closet if a tornado warning is issued for your area, or if you need to take it into the car and listen to it. I track these things street by street. I name landmarks and places that you're familiar with, so I'm able to negotiate you around town and make sure that you're not driving right into the path of this thing. And again, driving is not a place that you want to be now, but if you happen to be out and trying to get back to your home, you need to be able to have that mobile app with you so it can tell you where this thing is. So western sections of Dinwiddie County, west central Dinwiddie County, that is where this circulation is right now, and it is just about the same latitude as Dinwiddie now. So this thing is moving along pretty good. Movement is still 30 miles per hour, Julie? Is that the 35?
Northeast, 35.
Northeast at 35, so it has accelerated a little bit. Northeast at 35, that's a pretty quick moving storm that has a tornado warning on it. Let's check out the velocities on this, Julie, if we can go in here and look at this a little bit closer. So it's moving pretty quickly. So again, let's just save that image so we can come back to it pretty quickly when we need to. Okay, so this is Old White Oak Road, this curvy line here. This is Old White Oak Road. Then we have White Oak Road that is coming in. So it's at the intersection of White Oak Road and Old White Oak Road that it looks like that is where this circulation will pass. And we are looking at west central sections of Dinwiddie County. So you see Darville's down in here, Wilson's back to the west. You guys are okay in that area. It is just over to your east where the circulation lies, and it's also just a little bit north and west of DeWitt. And you see Interstate 85 here. So we're talking about the areas in Dinwiddie County that are west of Interstate 85. And again, it's going to be between Darville's and DeWitt, halfway between those two locations. That is where the circulation is. And very specifically, we're looking at Old White Oak Road and White Oak Road. So Old White Oak Road and White Oak Road is where that circulation will pass, and it will continue to track to the north and a little bit east of true north at 35 miles per hour. That is the updated speed. So this warning will be in effect until 1:30 The initial warning down here, you've got this one polygon, the south polygon, that expires at 1:15. You got a new one here until 1:30. That'll have to be extended as well because you've got a long area here that this storm is going to track through. Let's go over and look at the debris tracker and see if we see anything in here that may indicate. So I don't see anything at the moment, which would indicate that we've got any kind of debris in the air. Let's go back and look at the regular intensities here, just the regular rainfall. Okay, that's what we're used to looking at. So let's zoom in a little bit here and pan down just a bit. So again, heavy rainfall in here. There's just that little weak echo region in there. That is an indication of where we have the circulation with this and strong rising motion. That's where the mesocyclone would be. Now, if we zoom out a little bit, Julie, let's go in and draw another storm track on this. And you're going to have to come out a little bit more just because it's moving faster now at 35 miles per hour. So again, we're talking about this thing coming into Chesterfield County. The warning actually does include a little bit of Chesterfield County. So Julie is drawing from the center of circulation here, moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour, and that's going to be taking it right across 288. It's going to be taking it across Whole Street as well, right up into Richmond. Not a lot of locations in that particular storm track. We've only got Rocky Run, Deerfield Estates, Beulah, and Beaufort Hills. So again, that's right across the 460 corridor. Coming up just a little west of Petersburg, Sutherland is going to be right in here. That's going to be very close to this tornado. So if you live in Sutherland, you need to take your tornado safety precautions. And then heading up toward Chester here, eventually, a little bit later on, toward Chester. You're not in a tornado warning in Chester right now, but it is headed in your direction. And this has been a long track storm. I don't see any indication why this would weaken and just go away. So it's something that we are tracking all the way up into the Richmond area now. So again, it's coming across Highway 460 here in the next 10 minutes. And the storm right now is fully contained, at least the circulation fully contained in Dinwiddie County. It's the only game in town at the moment. You see behind me here some heavy rainfall through parts of the northern neck and middle peninsula. That's all it is at the moment. Just heavy rainfall, a good soaking rainfall. Really can't look at it anything more than just very beneficial. You don't want to be driving in it because this is tropical rain and it's going to really reduce visibilities. But it is good to have that rain. This is not good though. This is where we have the velocity signatures and the potential for tornadoes. And there's that one storm that has started in north central sections of North Carolina. It's made it all the way in to western sections now and almost northwestern sections now of Dinwiddie County. And this thing is going to continue to come to the north and head up into Chesterfield County. And we have Andrew Smith out there chasing for us this afternoon. And whenever you guys get Andrew Smith, you just get in my ear and let me know that you've got him and you've got his shot. Obviously, I can't do anything about getting him hooked up right now, so I'm going to leave that to you guys, as well as Jim Duncan is out there chasing for us as well. So if you hear anything, if you get those folks together for us, they're out there in the path of these storms. They're going to let us know what's going on, and we'll get that up for you because we've got mobile units out there to let us know what is actually on the ground, and they will pick up where the radar leaves off. The radar can only tell you so much in terms of where the velocities are, where these things are headed, but we have to see that ground verification, and that's what those chasers are out there doing for us, safely doing it for us. Okay, so let's go back in here and look at this storm, Julie. We've got a tornado warning that continues until 1:30 for this storm here that is in Dinwiddie County. Again, there's Wilson's right along Highway 460. This is northern sections of Dinwiddie County right in here. So the storm is still fully contained, at least the circulation in Dinwiddie County, but it is going to be coming up into Chesterfield County. It's probably going to cross the Chesterfield County line in about 15 minutes. So it is coming into Chesterfield County. Let's look at the velocities here. I'll tell you, the storm does not look as good in its just overall intensity presentation.
Warning for Dinwiddie.
Okay, so the Dinwiddie tornado warning has been expired?
Yeah, that's what they said.
The first one was expired. I think this new one keeps going for Dinwiddie and Chesterfield. So there were two of them on there, and one of them expired. It was going to expire 1 minute from now anyway, so that's good. And the storm had outrun that polygon anyway, so that's good. Thanks for that. We've got this tornado warning that continues. You still have a broad circulation in here, so there's still what we call a mesocyclone in there. It has cleared now White Oak Road, and it is now moving up toward Highway 460. So 460 coming on in, this circulation is coming on in toward Highway 460. And again, this thing is going to be out of Dinwiddie County in the next 15 minutes or so. And we're going to be talking about Chesterfield County. So let's go over to our storm chaser, Andrew Smith. Andrew, where are you right now? What are you looking at?
Zach, I'm on 460 heading west, Sutherland. Don't have a visual in the face right now, but I'm closing in. Very dark skies in front of me. The wind field environment around me is pretty quiet right now, so I don't see any kind of inflow winds going into the storm, which hopefully is a good sign for the time being, but I hope to get a little better visual on the mesocyclone here in just a second.
Okay. All right, thank you, Andrew. So Andrew's on 460 right now, so he is inbound toward that storm. So again, he's westbound on 460, so he's headed down this way, and he's going to get a look at the circulation that is coming. It's going to move right up over 460, and that is going to occur here within about the next 8 to 10 minutes. And right now, the tornado warning will continue for that area, at least until 1:30. And Andrew was talking about very little inflow. That's good to hear. You get these winds coming in at the surface, but then what's happening is the winds outside right now, they're not very strong, but what's happening is we have a little bit of storm-induced wind. The storm is bringing in winds from the surface. And then just aloft, 1,000 feet up, you've got a ripping wind out of the south that's stronger. And that difference in wind velocity and direction creates that wind shear. And when you get that wind shear into an updraft, that's where you get a rotating updraft, and what we call mesocyclone, and you get the potential for a tornado. You have a lot of humidity out there, low cloud bases, and so you don't have much room between the cloud base and the ground to get a funnel to make contact and form a tornado. So the conditions are very, very good for tornadoes to develop this afternoon. And so we've already seen this one circulation last for a very long time, starting in north central North Carolina and making it all the way up here. It's been out there for almost 2 hours at this point, and it's been in Virginia for quite a while now, at least about an hour and a half in Virginia. All right, so there's the circulation. It's coming up over Highway 460. Andrew's right in here. He's coming in toward this thing. He's got a visual on it. Let's check out the regular rainfall presentation on this if we can, Julie. There it is. Again, there's 460. So circulation is going to be right in here. You look at that. There's no way I would ever look at that in any other situation and say there's a tornado with that or a tornado warning on that storm. But that's why you have to look at the velocities. I know that this is what folks are used to looking at, just the regular rainfall, but you have to scrape that away and look at what the winds are doing. And that's why I show that other graphic that looks red and green. A lot of folks, they hate looking at that, but that is the only way to tell where the circulation is and where the potential tornado is as well. So again, it's going to be right up in here, just south of Highway 460. Let's look at the debris tracker on it, Julie. And it looks like we may be in a fairly weak area or weakening area of the storm. So let's go back over. There's nothing there. Nothing there at the moment, so we're good. We'll go back over to regular radar. And this may be just an organizational stage as it's cycling and maybe wrapping up again. It's getting good air into it. Andrew mentioned that he didn't detect much inflow into it. That's good. A lot of times if you get storms out and ahead of this thing where the inflow is, it'll disrupt the inflow in the storm. And they're just like living beings. If the air is cut off to it, it'll choke the storm out and it'll go away. But as of right now, it looks not as organized as it did before, but it is still there. And when you look at the actual velocities, there you can see that the circulation is still there. It may not have the low level development that it had a little bit earlier, but it is still most certainly there. We have heavy rainfall that continues into western sections of Dinwiddie County, southeast sections of Nottoway County. Another big storm right here in Emporia. Let's look at that one real quickly, Julie. We're going to get right back to the tornado warned storm. Let's look at this one near Emporia and see if there's any velocities on this. And again, it's going to jump away from you. You have to scroll back down there to that. But again, I don't see anything there. That's good. So we're good. So let's go back over and look at the storm that has the tornado warning on it. And again, now it's a broad circulation. It is not as intense as it was before. Okay, so the circulation does not look as good as it did before. And again, there's Lake Chesden. So again, we're talking about the locations much, much closer to Richmond. There's the Lake Chesden area. The storm's going to come right up over Lake Chesden. At this time, it looks like this storm may be robbing this north storm of its energy. So that's a chance. There could end up being a storm merger here, and this storm may actually lose a lot of its structure. So we will see if that happens, if this storm actually comes up and merges with it and becomes just one storm, or what happens. You also have a lot more going on down here near Stony Creek, just rainfall there. And that may be cutting off the inflow into the storm. So that would be a good thing if that's what's going on there. All right, so we have several different storms in here. Only one of them has a tornado warning on it. Only one of them still has a good circulation, and that is the one up here in northwest sections of Dinwiddie County, and you see it right in here. And again, it's going to just clip the little end there of Amelia County as it moves into Chesterfield County. So again, Chesterfield County is in the path of this thing, and it looks like if this continues to track on its current trajectory, it's going to come right across 288 and Hull Street. All right, so Hull Street and 288 is right where this thing is going to cross, and it's not going to be too long from now. It's moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour, so maybe about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from right now. So let's pan down a little bit, Julie, and go in a little bit tighter on this thing. Oh, let's take the storm, put it down there a little bit, so we can see more of. I want to see more of Chesterfield County. There we go. Let's see more of Chesterfield County so we can see the towns. There we go. All right, so here's Lake Chesdin. Circulation is going to be right in here. It's going to come right up over Lake Chesdin. Let's look at that on the velocities. Or save this. Let's save this shot here, Julie. And then let's go and look at the velocities and get that saved as well. So again, there are the velocities. All right, so again, there's, let's back out just a little bit so we can get it, Lake Chesdin there. There's Lake Chesdin right in here. So let's save this one too. All right, so there's Lake Chesdin. There's Browns Road. So Browns Road and 460. So this is going to be coming up. It's just a little bit east of Browns Road right now, crossing 460. All right, so Andrew, if you're listening to me, the circulation has crossed 460. It's just a little bit north of 460 right now. Just got an update on the tornado warning on this thing. It's heading up toward Lake Chesdin. Okay, so if you live in Lake Chesdin, you need to take your tornado safety precautions right now as this storm comes into the area. And it still has a circulation with it. It's a broad circulation. It's not quite as intense as it's been over even the last 30 minutes. It seems to have weakened a little bit, and that's good as it's approaching the Richmond area. It looks like it has gotten weaker. It has crossed Highway 460 and is continuing to come up into far northern sections now of Dinwiddie County. You've got Browns Road right in here, Highway 460. Circulation is going to be right there. It's going to move right up over Browns Road and head toward the Lake Chesdin area. And here's Namazine Road. And Julie, can you query this road right here if you can? It's going to be along the toolbar. And you can click on that south of Lake Chesdin here in northern sections of Dinwiddie County. So you've got Browns Road in here, and where that intersects this county road is where this circulation. Okay, so let's go on over and look. Andrew says he's got the base of the storm. Let's go over to Andrew's shot here right now. So Andrew Smith, where are you?
Hey, Zach, I'm in the area of Church Road, looking right at the base of the storm. Good news is I do not see any kind of form of a tornado on the ground or anything like that. So we're good there. Definitely some broad rotation. The rain's starting to pick up around me here, but for the most part right now, everything looks pretty clear.
Andrew, tell me again, I missed the first part. You said you're near Rawlings, is that right?
Church Road area. See, there's just broad rotation. I don't see any kind of funnel cloud or anything like that.
Okay, not near Raleigh. So Church Road area, gotcha. Okay, Church Road, you're looking to the southwest, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and no, it's just broad rotation. You do not have a tornado on the ground with this at this time. So again, that's Andrew's live shot right now as he's watching this storm pass up through parts of Dinwiddie County, heading up into Chesterfield County. All right, Andrew, stay with that thing. It's moving along pretty quickly, 35 miles per hour. Let's go back over and look at what we've got on radar. So right in here is the circulations passed up over Highway 460. This Browns Road right in here. Namazine Road is right in here. And then you've got Lake Chesdin up in here. So again, stay alert up toward Lake Chesdin. This warning goes until 1:30. It's 1:24 right now. So again, there's a new warning. So we've got a new warning down south. So a new storm has triggered a new warning farther south. So there it is right here. That's going to be near McKinney. All right, so let's zoom in close on this storm. Here's a storm near Old White Oak Road. If this sounds familiar, my goodness, this is exactly what happened about 4 or 5 years ago. We had storm after storm of the same location. There it is, exact same location. Highway 40 right in here. This is Old White Oak Road. And again, we're looking at just west of McKinney. This could not be any closer to the exact same path the last storm took. So again, another tornado warning with this storm. This is a new storm, and this one goes, what's the timing on this one, Julie? Till 2 o'clock. Okay, till 2 o'clock, we have a new tornado warning, and that is just for Dinwiddie County? Okay, looks like it might be up into parts of Chesterfield County, but maybe it cuts, oh, there he goes, cuts off there. Okay, so that's what we got. Dinwiddie County, new tornado warning, so we've got 2 tornado warnings. The north storm, the tornado warning goes for another 5 minutes until 1:30. South storm till 2 o'clock, very near McKinney. It's right at the intersection of Highway 40 and also Old White Oak Road. Same exact location as the first storm. So again, these things are training. They're moving right along the track, one after the other. The north storm has weakened some. That's the good news. There's still a warning on it. It's headed for Lake Chesdin. If you live in and around Lake Chesdin, take your tornado safety precautions right now. It's just cleared Highway 460. The second storm, farther south, just a little bit to the north and west of McKinney, right along near Highway 40, and just crossed over Old White Oak Road. There's the circulation on that one. Again, it's another storm, looks almost identical to the one that passed over there just a moment ago. All right, so let's go back over. Let's zoom out a little bit, and let's draw a storm track on the new storm. And again, we've got this storm that's coming up into the Richmond area right now. And that storm, again, the warning's still going for about another 4 minutes. We'll see if it gets extended. But we've got the south storm now. The new warning on that till 2 o'clock. And can we draw a storm track with this storm, this south storm, Julie? And this one's going to head to the northeast. And what's the movement on that?
35.
35. Okay, 35 miles per hour. Just go a little bit back to the west on that track. There we go, right in there, because it's just going right along the same train track that first one went on. And so that track there is going to take this storm near Rocky Run at 135 and near Falling Creek Farms at 222. Okay, so I'm going to step off the camera real quick here and set something up while you guys look at that. And no, you're good where you are. And we are going to continue to track these storms. We've got 2 tornado warnings. Again, one until 1:30, and then we have another one that is going to be until 2 o'clock. And that is the 2 o'clock storm is the one that is down in the almost exact same location as before. So we've got 2 storms that are riding right along the same track. And again, the tornado warnings right now, we're looking at areas that are Dinwiddie County up into Chesterfield County. So both these areas, whenever you see this little icon pop up, that just means that we've got a new tornado warning that is in the area. Julie, click on that so it will go away. It's going to take us over to what we've got. And there they are. Whole area here in red, that's the tornado watch. It continues until 3 o'clock. I do think that's going to get extended, though, past 3 o'clock. And we have also a couple of warnings. This polygon in here, that's the new warning. That goes until 2 o'clock. And the north storm, this one that moves up into Chesterfield County, that goes until 1:30, and it looks like it might have just gotten extended. Is that the case?
I just wanted to tell you that a train spotter reported a funnel cloud at 12:35, it says, 2 miles southeast of Alberta in Brunswick County.
Okay, so from the previous storm, the one that's up in Chesterfield County right now, train spotter reported a funnel cloud near Alberta. Okay, let's go up north, Julie. Looks like we have a new warning now for Chesterfield County. And yeah, so we do. All right, so a big chunk of Chesterfield County now has a new tornado warning. So new tornado warning now in effect for that area. And let's see what we've got with this. This is going to continue to go across 288 and Hull Street as well. So again, new tornado warning. That's with this storm here as it continues to track to the north. There it is right there. And you've got the little bounded weak echo region. So let's go into the storm. And I want you to go in, Julie, and draw a track on this thing. And when you can, tell me how long that tornado warning goes until 2. So that's it. But there's a new tornado warning here. That one also is still 2. Yeah, there it is right there. So that's tracking to the north.
Northeast at 35.
At 35, okay. And so that's going to come right up into, it's going to continue to come through Chesterfield County and onto the city of Richmond. So here's a look at some of the locations in the path. Deerfield Estates, Beulah 201, and Beaufort Hills at Beaufort Hills at 211, and Richmond at 217. So here we go. Richmond area, 217. Chickahominy at 225. Okay, so you have two storms now that have tornado warnings on them. Lots of different polygons in here. So let's clean the slate and let's go up to the northern storm that's moving into the Richmond area right now. All right, so these things are accelerating into Richmond, and there it is. So you've got this one storm here, heavy rainfall around Winterpock. The circulation is going to be right in here. So let's look at that storm. Again, just going to be due west of Petersburg, south of the Winterpock area, and moving up over Lake Chesden. Okay, so this storm coming up over Lake Chesden. There's Browns Road right in there. Circulation is going to be right in here. Let's look at the velocities on this if we can. And again, there it is. So let's go ahead and save that image. We can back off just a little bit, but let's save that image there. Circulation's right over Lake Chesden at this time. You've got winds blowing away from the radar in red toward the radar in green. So a broad mesocyclone over the Lake Chesden area, and it continues to move to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. Here's River Road. River Road down in Chesterfield County, not the River Road in Henrico County. This is the River Road in Chesterfield County. Circulation is going to come right up over River Road here in about the next 6 minutes. Okay, so this storm is moving up over Lake Chesden, coming into Chesterfield County, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Let's go back over and look at the irregular rainfall with this thing. And you can see here comes the storm. And it continues to move to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. Got an update on the warning down to the south, it looks like. And Julie, if you can look at that chat and let me know what that says. Looks like there's just an update on what's going on with that south storm. Okay, so Dinwiddie tornado warning until 2. And how about this one up here? If we go in the if you go in the upper right and click on the warnings. Okay. Query, let's find out how long this one goes for the Richmond area. And again, this is Pocahontas State Park over toward Chester. And again, Lake Chesden area is going to be right in the path of the storm as it continues to head up toward the Richmond area. And again, Winterpock, just some heavy rainfall and lightning at the moment, but the circulation is down near Lake Chesden, and it is coming up into Chesterfield County, and eventually it looks like it's coming right into the Richmond area. Okay, so you can get the CBS 6 weather app. All you gotta do is hover your phone over this right here, the camera. You open up the camera and hover it over that. You can pull up the weather app, and that's going to give you all the information that you need. You can stream our coverage on that weather app as well as these storms continue to move into the area. So, okay, there's the warning. Chesterfield, Dinwiddie, and parts of Henrico County until 2 o'clock. Okay, so that's the northern storm until 2 o'clock. All right, thank you, Julie. That's good to know. All right, till 2 o'clock is the northern storm. The south storm also until 2 o'clock. So both of these have circulations on them, the potential for tornadoes. And again, you got this storm down here just a little bit. It's right over Lake Chesden is where the circulation is right now. Let's back out just a little bit, Julie, if we can. And I want you to draw a storm track on the north storm as it comes into the Richmond area. Again, these storms are moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. Two storms right now with tornado warnings on them. This north storm has been a long track supercell. It has been out there for a long time. It started in parts of North Carolina, and it has made its way into Virginia, and now it's coming right up into the Richmond area. It's going to be near Deerfield Estates at 154, Beulah at 2 o'clock, Jessup Farm Acres at 202. Beaufort Hills at 209, Richmond at 215, Chickahominy at 222, and Atlee at 228. All right, so that is that storm. That's the lead storm, the leading storm that has a tornado warning on it until 2 o'clock. The current time is 1:33, and the storm has a warning on it until 2 o'clock, and that storm is coming right in to the Richmond area. We'll also have another storm, the south storm. That storm also has a tornado warning on it until 2 o'clock. That's coming up into Dinwiddie County, and you can see that storm down here. And just a little bit west of Dinwiddie is where that circulation is going to be. And you see it right in here. So there's White Oak Road. I mean, this is exactly where the last one passed. So it's going to come right up over Highway 460, right in here. There's Courthouse Road. So again, 460 That circulation is going to pass right up over, it's over White Oak Road right now, and it's going to pass right up over 460 in parts of Dinwiddie County. We're going to check in with Andrew in a minute. You guys let me know when he's got his shot up again, and we will check in with what he is seeing out there. Again, we've got 2 circulations. We've got one down here over White Oak Road in Dinwiddie County, and then we've got one right over Lake Cheston moving into Chesterfield County. That's the lead storm that's coming into the Richmond area. So again, there's a look at our live shot. Upper right-hand corner, that's Andrew's shot, and then lower right-hand corner, that is a live tower cam shot, and looks like it might be our Petersburg cam. And so again, yeah, so there's our tornado warnings. There's 2 of them. One, Chesterfield, Dinwiddie, and Henrico until 2 o'clock. One of them for Dinwiddie, also until 2 o'clock. And there are your circulations, right in here and right in here. All right, so this is Dinwiddie County in here. This is now in Chesterfield County. Both of these storms moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Both of them have tornado warnings on them, and they are continuing to track into the Richmond area. Okay. Let's check out what we've got on the regular intensities, regular rainfall with these things as these storms continue to move into the area. And again, there's Chester right in there and Dinwiddie in here, just a little bit west of both those locations. And you can see there's Chester, there's the storm. It doesn't look as organized right now. Even though it does have a tornado warning on, it doesn't look as organized. The circulation is going to be right in here. This is River Road, right in here at the end of my finger. That is River Road that continues to be just a little north this storm. In fact, the circulation looks like it's coming right over River Road right now. And there's Woodpecker Road as well. So again, circulation's coming over. Okay, say that again. Chesterfield schools. Okay, so those of you that have children in Chesterfield schools, they are sheltering in place right now. And I know that I have 3 kids. I want to be with my kids in any type of situation that could be life-threatening or anything like that. Let me just tell you that what I'm looking at here, and I've worked in the middle of Tornado Alley for years upon years, I can tell you that what we're looking at right here, if the kids are in their schools, in the hallways, sheltering in place, they're going to be fine. Okay, this is the type of situation where they need to be where they are right now. That's a good place to be, and I know it's difficult not being there, but the only thing that you can do is make it worse if you try to get in your car and rush up to the school right now. So the schools right now, out ahead of these storms, they are sheltering in place, and that's a good thing to do in this type of situation. So again, a tornado warning for Chesterfield County. This storm right in here, again, it's been a long track storm, long track supercell. We've gotten a report of a funnel from a storm spotter, but there's never been an indication of damage from this potential tornado if there has been one. And we haven't had a confirmed tornado either. So again, sheltering in place in one of those good cinder block structures that schools are built of, that's a very good place for these children to be right now. Again, our current time is 1:37. This warning for the Richmond area goes until 2 o'clock, and there is that circulation right there, north and now east of Lake Cheston, is just crossed over River Road. There's Nash Road right there, and here's Woodpecker Road. Pocahontas State Park is up in here. Beach Road is in this area right now. So we've got the Highlands neighborhood is right in here. We've got Woodland Pond neighborhood is up here as well, just bordering up on Pocahontas State Park. So this circulation, if you live in those areas or around those big communities, planned communities of Woodland Pond and also over the Highlands, you need to take your tornado safety precautions as this storm continues to track the north. Again, it's right at about the intersection of Nash Road and River Road down in Chesterfield County. And you see that circulation continues to head to the north. This is Andrew's live shot here in the upper right-hand part of your screen. Looking at this storm and tracking the storm as it comes into the Richmond area. Again, here's the time of arrival. Got a lot of towns on here right now. I want to let you know that meteorologist Mike Stone is in here with me now as well. On his day off, he's come in. He's tracking these things with us. Deerfield Estates at 150, Chester at 152, Dutch Gap at 154, Bellwood at 158, Bentley at 2 o'clock, Varina at 206, Richmond at 211, Tuckahoe at 213, Highland Springs at 216, Chickahominy 218, Laurel at 220, Hunton at 225, Elmont at 228, Old Church at 231, and Ashland at 234. I know that you can read, but not everybody can see that well, and so that's why I'm reading off every single one of these. If you happen to be in another room doing something busy, I'm just reading off all of these so you can hear and know when the storm is going to be there. That's the north storm Lots of places in the path of this north storm coming on in. Right now, it is in Chesterfield County, and it is right there at River Road and Nash Road, intersection of River and Nash. In fact, here's Nash Road right here. This is going to be Nash Road. Nash Road's going to be right in here. There's Woodpecker Road right there. So there's Nash, there's Woodpecker. The south road here, that is River Road. So again, River Road and Nash Road on up toward Woodpecker Road. That is where this circulation is right now. A little farther north, there's Beach Road. And then we're coming up toward Chesterfield Courthouse. It's going to be right across 288, right up in here. So again, this storm still has a circulation with it. This storm started in north central sections of North Carolina. It has been around for at least 2.5 hours. So it has been out there for a long time. It's what we call a long track supercell. There is has been very little lightning with it over the past hour, but the circulation is still there. It's not as intense as it was earlier, but it still has somewhat alarming circulation with it, and so the tornado warning continues with it. And again, from Lake Chesden is the southern part of the storm, but it is already past Lake Chesden. So just to give you an indication, the southern part of the polygon is over Lake Chesden. But again, we've cleared that area now. Now we're coming up into Chesterfield County, right at Nash Road and Woodpecker Road. So that's where the circulation is going to be headed, Nash Road and Woodpecker Road. And after that, it's going to be up at Nash and Beach Road. So again, the circulation continues to track to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. And that is coming right on into the Richmond area. Mike, let's go and just check the south storm real quick, the storm that's in Dinwiddie County. And we'll come right back to this storm in a matter of seconds. But again, there's the broad circulation. It's over Highway 460. This is along the same exact path as the first storm came through. It's past north now of White Oak Road. And again, it's right along 460. It's not as organized as it looked earlier, but the warning nonetheless goes until 2 o'clock. It's currently 1:41, and that warning goes until 2 o'clock. There it is right in there. There's a circulation. It's going to be coming up right over Lake Chesden again. So this will be round 2 for Lake Chesden. And notice these circulations are getting very close to each other. They've closed in on each other a bit. So you've got the first circulation here in Chesterfield County. You got the second circulation farther south that is now in Dinwiddie County. And this one really has weakened considerably. So again, you can see this storm has weakened considerably, but we'll see. It's still there. That circulation is still there. All right, let's go back up to the north storm and look at this again as it comes into the Richmond area. And you can see just south of Pocahontas State Park. And again, specifically when you're looking at roads, this is Beach Road that is running just right along, just south of Pocahontas State Park. And again, you've got the Highlands and you've got Woodland Pond. Those are two fairly large neighborhood areas down there that'll both be close to this storm in the path of this circulation. Again, it's a broad circulation right now. It doesn't look as intense as it did a little bit earlier. And Mike, let's look and see if there's any debris with this, if we can look at the debris tracker. And right now, again, that's going to be over Nash Road and Woodpecker Road. We haven't seen much in the way of a debris signature. I don't see a ton in there. There may be something in there, but it's just not enough to really jump off the page at me at the moment. But we'll keep track of that. That would indicate, whether or not we've got a circulation on the ground with this thing in a confirmed tornado. That usually gives you a really good idea. Again, you've got a pretty good inflow area here. That's the area in red that's now pink. So those are stronger winds into it and then toward it in green. We're talking about the radar site, away in red, toward in green. So that's the circulation that we've got. We've got 54 mile per hour winds that are outbound, away from the radar. Those are the ones in red. And the inbound winds also going to be right next to them. And so we have winds going right next to each other. That indicates that you have a circulating wind, and that is the mesocyclone. So again, that we're tracking that circulation now in Chesterfield County. This is 288 right in here, 288 and Iron Bridge Road. So it looks like the circulation is coming up over Beach Road right now. And then it's going to cross right over 288 and Iron Bridge Road. All right, so there's the circulation. Let's go back over, and Mike's drawing a storm track on this thing for me, and it's moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. And there we go, Deerfield Estates at 148, Centralia at 152, Beulah at 155, Bellwood 156, Bensley at 158. And then Capitol View at 204, Granite 206, Richmond 209, Heckler Village at 2:11, and Mamber at 2:12. So those are the times of arrival with this north storm. Tornado warning continues again until 2 o'clock. You see that there on the banner. You see the app there, the little box, the QR code. Take your photo app, go over there, click on that on your phone. You can download our app. You'll be able to take our coverage with you, and you'll be glad you had it on any other day as well, as we continue to update that with the latest information. 2 tornado warnings. North storm, south storm, both until 2 o'clock. The north storm is coming right up into the Richmond area right now. That circulation on the north storm is going to be right there at the intersection of Beach Road and Nash Road. It's going to cross right over that, and then it's going to cross over 288 and Iron Bridge Road. Okay, so we're talking about areas just a little bit to the west now of Chester. There's Chester in here. Looking back to the west, there's Pocahontas State Park. There's the circulation. Again, looking at the locations in the map here, Woodpecker Road, there's Nash Road, Beach Road right up in here. So again, Nash Road and Beach Road, that's where the circulation is going to be crossing very shortly. And then it's going to come up over 288 and Iron Bridge Road. All right, so south sides here of Chesterfield County need to stay alert as this storm heads on in to the area. Again, it is tracking to the northeast at 35 miles per hour, and it's been a long track circulation. There's East Fair Drive. Okay, so the circulation has now jumped a little farther north and east. So again, we're looking at Beach Road and Nash Road right in here. That's the circulation, Beach and Nash. And then as we head right through here, we're looking at, that's Iron Bridge Road and 288, and that continues south over toward the Chester area. And there's Beulah Road as well, just north of 288. So again, it's a tornado warning that we have. If you're just joining us right now, it will continue for another 15 minutes and probably beyond that as well. This is a long track circulation. It has started in North Carolina. It's made it all the way up into Virginia, and the circulation just continues to maintain itself. It's had several different iterations. At times it's been a lot more intense. Other times it's been weaker. But it has still been there, and we've had at least a report of a funnel. No confirmed report, though, yet of a tornado touchdown. And so looking at this storm, we've got the tower cam in the upper right-hand part of your screen. That's going to be a good vantage point as this starts to get closer. We'll be able to look right at the base of this storm and see what that looks like. And Mike is putting all this into motion. Again, this is not the prettiest radar presentation, but this shows us what this storm is doing. And if you notice in the last few scans, the pink areas here have gotten a little bit more intense, a little bit stronger inflow winds as this is approaching 288. So again, there it is right there. And here's Highway 10. So this is Iron Bridge Road right in here. This is Iron Bridge Road crossing over 288. And that is going to be right where the circulation is. And you can see some pretty high velocity winds that are coming into the storm. And there's also winds coming just going away from the radar and toward the radar. So again, that's your circulation. It's crossing up over 288 and Iron Bridge Road right now. And that is a storm that we've got to take seriously as it still has good inflow to it. Okay, so this is the regular rainfall that you're used to seeing. So the hook, it's got a kind of a modified hook right in here. So that's where your circulation is going to be. Right in here. So it's not a true hook, but it is an appendage on this thing. And that is where you would have the potential tornado, again, crossing right up over 288 and Iron Bridge Road on south sides here of the Richmond area. That circulation is getting stronger at the moment. So Andrew Smith, let's check in with Andrew whenever you guys have a steady shot with him and some good audio. Let's get a check from Andrew on what's going on because he ought to be pretty close to this storm at this time. All right, so there is the velocity signature on this. And again, there's 288. All right, let's go over to Andrew. Andrew, what do you got?
I'm heading northbound on 95, trying to keep up with this storm. Lake Cheston doesn't have a lot of roads across it, so I had to kind of reroute to Petersburg. It's a little murkier up here than it was earlier. The cloud deck's a lot lower, so I'm having a hard time seeing this storm, even though I'm just a couple of miles from it. But it's kind of similar to my last report. The wind field near the storm is pretty calm. But once I get closer, judging by these velocities on the radar, I imagine I'll start seeing it before. But for the time being, here about 95, Route 10, it's pretty calm.
Okay. And so he's coming up to Route 10 right now, and the circulation is passing over Route 10, but west of where he is. So Andrew is coming up right here. So he's coming up, and Andrew, if you can hear me, you probably want to keep going on 95 and maybe come up toward Bellwood or somewhere like that to try to get out ahead of the storm a little bit. The circulation at this time is very, very close to crossing over 288. It's 288 and Iron Bridge Road at this time. And again, that's the circulation. That is where the storm is going to pass. And he mentioned that it's kind of getting murky out there. It is so warm and humid for November. You probably already know that. You step outside, and it is not what November is like around here. This is just all courtesy of Nicole bringing in this tropical air mass, and the cloud bases are very, very low to the ground. So you've got these storms that a lot of times with the trees around here, you don't see it until it's right on top of you. It's not the kind of thing that you want to have to go out and chase and be a storm spotter. It's a very essential thing to have to be able to indicate, where these storms that are actually producing tornadoes really are. So if you are in the path of a storm, and much of the Richmond area is now, you want to take shelter in a basement or the lowest level possible, and put as much space as you can between yourself and the outside walls. So try to use a closet or a hallway. A bathroom is good. You want to abandon cars or mobile homes. That is not where you want to be at this time, and seek a sturdier structure. I want to go back to the storm, the north storm that's in Chesterfield County right now. And while we look at that storm, I want to mention to you that the Chesterfield County schools, they are sheltering in place right now. And that is something that is the absolute right thing to do in this situation. These storms, there has not been a confirmed tornado, but there is the potential for a tornado here. And the structures that these schools are built of, cinder block, being in the interior part of those schools in the hallway is a great place to be. I have 3 children. I would want to be with them in a situation like this, but trying to get out on the roads and go see them at the schools and try to get them out of schools is the last thing you want to do. You don't want to be on your road. You're going to endanger yourself. When you pick them up, you'll endanger yourself and them. So that is not what you need to do. You need to just relax and know that they are in good hands. They are in a good place right now, sheltering in place in schools, in Chesterfield County schools. I imagine that could be the case for schools a little bit farther north once we get into Henrico County and the city of Richmond. Still a strong circulation with this. Again, here's 288 right in here, and this is Iron Bridge Road that we're looking at right here. This is Iron Bridge Road right in here, and this is Hull Street. All right, so here's Hull Street, and here's Iron Bridge Road. The circulation is going to be right over Beulah Road and Hopkins Road. So again, very, very near Kingsland Road over to Hopkins Road, right along 288. That's the circulation right now. It's a strong circulation. It's gotten a little stronger just over the past 10 to 15 minutes. The last couple of radar scans, this thing has gotten more organized as it is headed toward Bellwood and Bensley. All right, so here's Interstate 95 right in here, and that circulation is coming up toward the area. Starting to hear some thunder here at the station. That's about the 3rd or 4th clap of thunder I've heard. So this storm is getting close to us here in the city center here in downtown Richmond. And again, that is a strong circulation, gate-to-gate shear indicated by the storm as it's moving across 288. Mike, let's go in there and look at, if we can, the correlation. Let's look at the debris tracker and see if we've got anything in terms of debris. So I don't see anything at the moment. That's good. So we'll go back over and look at the velocity or the actual, let's look at the regular rainfall if we can, just the regular intensities. Okay, so this is going to be it right in here. So again, there's 288, and right here, so Hopkins Road is going to be right in here. Here's Iron Bridge Road here as well. That's where the circulation is going to come on across toward Bensley and Bellwood, and just getting an indication that we do have the Chesterfield County schools that are sheltering in place. Now Henrico is also going to be sheltering in place. Same message that I would tell you about Henrico County and Chesterfield County. These schools, they are very well built. The kids are going to be in the hallway. If you grew up and if you're a certain age like myself, you know what they have to do. We have to get in the hallway, and that is where you want to be. It is the lowest level. You're in the hallway. You're away from windows, and these kids are in a good spot. These are not massive tornadoes. Those structures will handle these tornadoes. If we do get confirmed tornadoes, those structures are going to be just fine, and everybody wants to be with their kids in situations like this, but you're just going to make it worse if you get out on the roads and try to go get them. let these storms pass on by. They're in good hands right now. And whatever worry they have, and you know, this it's not an easy thing for them to get through this, many of them, but they're going to get through it, and everything is going to be just fine. All right, so they are sheltering in place in Henrico County and Chesterfield County. The schools, the county schools are sheltering in place. All right, there is circulation. It's going right up over Beulah Elementary right now. There's Iron Bridge Park that it's going over right now. The storm continues, going to go up near J.G. Henning Elementary School. Looks like we've got a new warning, and this is going to be for the Richmond area. So brand new tornado warning, and the old warning goes until 2 o'clock, so another 5 minutes. Mike, what is the new timing on this thing?
New one's 2:30.
Okay, till 2:30.
Northeast at 30.
Okay, so this storm is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, and the new warning goes until 2:30. All right, so tornado warning in effect until 2:30. This is going to be for Chesterfield County, the city of Richmond, Henrico County, and does it clip Hanover County as well?
Hang on, Zach. The computer's giving me a little trouble.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll just stick on this right now, and we'll get an idea of other areas downstream of this. But as of right now, there's your circulation. Again, there's Bensley and Bellwood. Here's Interstate 95. We're looking at Chesterfield County. Meadowbrook High School, right in here. So it's passing over Meadowbrook High School. It's just passed over Beulah Elementary School. And there's Iron Bridge Park. So again, those are some schools, Southside Chesterfield County, that this storm is moving into. Now Central Chesterfield County, heading up toward Bensley and Bellwood. So this thing's going to come right on up. There's Interstate 95. Here's Hull Street right in here. So that's Hull Street at the end of my finger. So there's Hull Street. And again, Meadowbrook High School is where this circulation will pass right across the top of. Okay, so right over Meadowbrook High School is this storm. This old polygon is going to disappear here in a moment. That is the one initially for the Richmond area until 2 o'clock. And now we've had an extension of it with the storm just about to outrun that polygon. And that's going to head up into the city of Richmond, the rest of Henrico County, until 2:30. All right, so go ahead, Mike.
Let's either use Max 2 or Doppler 3D. Either one of those will work for the control room right now.
Okay, control room, let's go over to Max 2 or Doppler 3D. All right, so there's Doppler 3D, and we're going to kind of just toggle back and forth between those computers as we iron out some of the issues with our main Max computer. Okay, so there again is all the polygons here, all the warnings that we currently have out across the area, and the main one here is in the Richmond area until 2:30. So 34 minutes on this one, and the circulation right now, Bellwood, Bensley area. So coming right into central Chesterfield County, it's going to come right on through the city of Richmond as well as Henrico County. Looks like the eastern half of Henrico County will be affected by this potential tornado, and then it's going to head on up. Looks like it may clip parts of Hanover County as well. Mike is working on all this stuff for us here. You can see the circulation here. There's Hull Street. All right, so there's Midlothian Turnpike and Hull Street. So this is going to be coming up right into south sides here. It's about to cross the Chippenham Parkway. So we're about to see this circulation past the Chippenham Parkway. So there's Hull Street and the Chippenham Parkway right in here. And just south and east of there by about 3 miles is where the circulation is crossing, not too far away from Hopkins Road and 150. And that has continued to head north up into the south side of the city of Richmond. So again, we're getting close to where basically where you've got Hull Street and Midlothian Turnpike, where they fork off from each other right there, just in the city of Richmond, just to south and east of downtown city of Richmond. We've got Storm Rider out there right now. Behind me here, you can see the shot coming in from Storm Rider. And we're going to get close to the storm as we approach that and have the 360-degree camera on top of that, looking at the base of the storm right now. You can see that shot there through our Storm Rider. Let's check out our shot from Andrew. Andrew, where are you right now, and what do you see?
Hey, Zach, I'm on Route 1, just north of the Defense Supply Center, looking due west. I've got a very scraggly-looking lowering in front of me. Looking to the north, just kind of a crisp base, I should say crisp, a very defined base. Coming from north to south here, but don't see any signs of funnel cloud or anything, but definitely a very disorganized lowering as it's approaching Chippenham.
Okay, and it's approaching Chippenham Parkway. Is that what you're sitting on right now? You're on Route 1, correct?
Correct, yeah, Route 1.
Okay. All right. So keep that shot going, and we're going to check back with you. And if you happen to get something that looks a little bit more alarming, check in with us real quickly on that, because that looks like something we're going to watch as we get into the Richmond area here. Okay. So there's the circulation. Again, right now it's just a little bit north and west of the Bensley area. Again, here is Hull Street right in here. So it's going to be coming up right near the Philip Morris plant. So again, there's the Philip Morris plant, the big cigarette there, right off of 95. Just west of 95. This looks like the circulation is going to pass right up over that. Right now, it's still a little bit to the west of Interstate 95. There's Walmsley Boulevard right in here, and there's Terminal Avenue. All right, so there's the circulation, Walmsley Boulevard and Route 1. All right, so Andrew is looking at that storm. Here is 150. Okay, here's 150 and Route 1. So Andrew's going to be right in here looking at the base of this storm, and right now he does not have a tornado on the ground. So that's the good news. So he's right now looking at the base of that storm, does not see a tornado on the ground with this thing. There still is a circulation, and the tornado warning continues until 2:30. This one box is going to drop off here in just a second, the south storm, as we hit 2 o'clock, and that one expires. We still have this one polygon, and that is for the storm all the way through 2:30. So the tornado warning will continue for the Richmond area until 2:30 as the circulation here continues. And we got this circulation farther south near Lake Cheston. This is actually more intense now. All right, so here we go. Now we're looking again in southern sections of Chesterfield County over River Road. We've got a pretty strong circulation in here. So there's Lake Cheston. It's just passed over Lake Cheston. There's River Road. So here we go. Another circulation, again, following the exact track of the first one. This one has a stronger circulation with it. And I just want to mention, Chesterfield County and Henrico County, they are sheltering in place right now. That's a good thing to do. These tornadoes, they're going to be fairly small. We have not had a confirmed tornado, and a structure like that is exactly where they need to be. And it's not going to be all afternoon long, but that is where they need to be at the moment. Interior part of that school, that's where they are right now. They're in the hallway, and those schools are typically built with cinder blocks. That is where you want to be. All right, so there's the circulation. There's River Road and Nash Road. It's coming over the exact same spots as the first storm, and Woodpecker Road. And then there's Beach Road a bit farther north. So again, southern Chesterfield County, River Road and Nash Road is the circulation. This is not River Road, Henrico County. It's River Road down in Chesterfield County. So that storm right there still has a good circulation with it, and it's more intense than it was earlier. The north storm does not look as organized. We've got Andrew Smith, who is looking at it right now, and he showed us the base of that. It was a fairly flat, not the best looking storm at the time. It's making a lot of noise, though. We're getting a lot of lightning out of this thing. You can hear a lot of that here at the station right now. Looking at what we've got farther south, a new tornado warning has just been issued for Sussex County. So that's a third storm, and that goes until 2:30 as well. So that's going to be down near Yale. So here is Yale, and there's a circulation right there, and that is going to be coming up over Yale. So that's a long way from home here for the Richmond area, but we've got folks down in Sussex County that do watch us, so stay alert around Yale as this storm moves through central sections of Sussex County. That will go to the east of you folks in Stony Creek. All right, let's go farther north, Mike, and check out the lead storm if we can. Again, as it comes into the Richmond area, circulation now is broad. It's a very broad circulation. You've got winds flowing away from the radar here in red and toward in green. It's going to be right in here, right along Route 1 and a little bit north of the Chippenham now. It looks like that circulation is going to be crossing Interstate 95 at about mile marker 71. Okay, so Interstate 95, south of where you get off to get on the downtown expressway, it looks like the circulation may cross right over Interstate 99 at mile marker 71. So if you do know anybody that's coming down through 95 into Richmond from the north or heading up from the south, they do not need to enter the city on Interstate 95 at this time, as that circulation continues to cross right over Route 1. right near the Philip Morris plant, and is going to come right up over Interstate 95, just a little bit south of downtown Richmond. That's the initial storm, the lead storm, the north storm. That remains in effect until 2:30, the tornado warning on that storm as it continues to head to the northeast. And the movement on that is at 30 miles per hour. We also have another storm that's farther south that also has a better circulation on it, taking the exact same track. This one, a broad circulation that's located near Nash Road and River Road, coming up over Woodpecker Road. Again, exact same locations as the earlier storm, so these are lined up one right after the other. There are just two in a row right now at the moment. The one that's located over Sussex County is on a different track, more east of these. But these are two that are going to come up into the Richmond area, one right after the other. And we've got live presence out there looking at these storms, multiple storm trackers out there at the moment tracking these storms. Again, here's the movement. We're looking at northeast movement at 35 miles per hour on the south storm. That's going to take it near, you're going to hear towns that you've already heard today because this is the second round right along the same area. Deerfield Estates at 214, Centralia at 217, Land of Pines 219, Beulah at 221, Bellwood at 222, Bensley at 224. Now, you're affected by the storm right now, the initial storm. You got another one 20 minutes behind it coming on in. So again, 222 Bellwood, 224 Bensley, Bouffant Hills beyond that. And again, you got two storms, both circulations on them. The lead storm is weaker at the moment. You can see the shot there in the upper right-hand portion of the screen. A little bit of a lowering there, but we do not have a tornado on the ground. Okay, so that's Andrew Smith's shot. In fact, if we've got Andrew, let's go back over to Andrew for the latest on what he has. Andrew?
Hey, Zach, I'm actually starting to head south of that storm coming up through southern Chesterfield. The storm coming into the city got very disorganized, very muddy. What circulation there was starting to get rain coming around. So I'm kind of diving south, just kind of keeping an eye on the second storm because it looks far more impressive on radar coming up through the exact same corridor.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Andrew. So Andrew is bailing on the north storm. He's headed to the south storm that has a better circulation on it. So again, he says this storm just does not look very good. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully it continues to weaken. He's headed to this storm, and that storm does have a tighter circulation. It looks much better right now. It is due south of Pocahontas State Park. And again, it is right over there in that same corridor, right along Nash Road. And you can see this one has a little bit of a hook to it, too. There's that little hook feature to it. Almost looks like a little bit of a fish hook. That is the hook echo for where the circulation is with this storm. And that's coming right up into the southern sides of Chesterfield County, Woodpecker Road, and this road right in here. This is going to be Nash Road. So Nash and Woodpecker, and eventually over toward Beach Road. So again, you're looking at the Highlands. Once again, the Highlands neighborhood. And also, Woodland Pond is back in here, so it's a little bit north and west of the circulation, but still close enough, too close for comfort. So you need to keep your tornado safety precautions going if you live in either one or around any of those neighborhoods, the Highlands neighborhood, the Woodland Pond neighborhood down in Chesterfield County. And again, this is going to come right up over the same area, so Woodpecker Road, Beach Road. It's going to come right up over, looks like right at 288 and Iron Bridge again. So same exact location with this circulation. Again, this tornado warning will continue until 2:30 here. Both of these tornado warnings, the lead storm is until 2:30. Is the trailing one still to 2:30, Mike? Okay, so they're both until 2:30. So again, there are two different storms out there. The south storm, the north storm, both of them tornado warnings until 2:30. Both of them have circulation. This circulation here is really getting cranked up. All right, so there's East Fair Drive. All right, East Fair Drive and Nash Road. This is exactly where the first storm went just 20 minutes ago. And that right there is a strong circulation. Mike, let's look at the debris tracker and see if we've got something on the ground with this thing, or at least an indication of it. Okay, don't think I see anything there. This is just kind of a muddy presentation, but I don't think there's anything there. We're going to have Andrew go, though, because he's going to look at this thing, and he'll tell you if there's something on the ground. So, Andrew, I know you're listening to me right now. We've got a really, really tightened circulation now near Nash Road, and this is going to be Beach Road and Nash Road. The circulation is going to come right up over 288 and very near Iron Bridge Road and 288. Again, exact same spot as the last one, and this is a strong circulation that we have with this storm right now, and that is something to definitely keep an eye on. Both of these we're watching very carefully, but this is one that's the strongest circulation I've seen probably in over an hour from any of these storms as it comes through. This does not change anything about the sheltering in place for the children in Chesterfield County. They should continue to do that. This does not elevate that threat or anything. This is just what they need to be doing in this situation. Same story in Henrico County. Sheltering in place is the right thing for them to be doing at this time. All right, so we're looking at winds in one direction of 56 miles per hour and then 50 miles per hour right next to it in the exact opposite direction. That's gate-to-gate shear. That's an indication of a very well-developed mesocyclone and the potential for a tornado in that area. Let's look at what we've got again on the time of arrival of this, Mike. If we could put a storm track on this and get an indication of where, I mean, that is a really strong circulation coming into central sections of Chesterfield County now. So that is a major red flag as this comes into some very populated areas of Richmond. Deerfield Estates at 212, Centralia at 216, Landapines 217, Beulah 219, Bellwood 221, Bensley 223, Beaufort Hills at 227, Capitol View 228, Grant at 230, Richmond 233. Lawndale Farms, 234, Central Gardens at 236, Manbur at 237, and East Highland Park at 238. That is an intense circulation that we've got rolling in to the Richmond area right now and moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. Okay, so let's go back over there and look at that again. And that is a very strong circulation coming into central sections of Chesterfield County. And the initial tornado warning, this lead storm, this thing is just completely fallen apart. That warning could be, there's a chance that this circulation could be just cycling, weakening, and it may come back again. But with 20 minutes left, there's still a circulation right in here, and that's the latest look there. So it's still there. Okay, so it is still there. You don't want to pull the cord on it just yet, but it is just most certainly still there, and that's going to be crossing right up over. It's already crossed over Highway 95, Interstate 95, crossed Interstate 95 near the Philip Morris plant. Now it's going to come up over Interstate 64, and it is going to be just outside, probably right there at 9 Mile Road. So I'd say Interstate 64 and 9 Mile Road is where this is going to cross. So it's going to be just on the other side of the Shockoe Valley Bridge, and it is going to continue to head up toward Highland Springs. So if you do live in that area, Highland Springs area, you need to take those tornado safety precautions. So not time to pull the plug on this one just yet. It still has a circulation with it, but that south storm, that one means business the way it looks right now, and they both could. But that is a strong circulation. You've got very strong inflow winds in pink and some outflow, some toward the radar site. In green, the storm ingesting very, very strong wind going into the storm. So that's an impressive look here, and even a little bit of wrapping in of those velocities. So that is an impressive velocity signature. This is going to be, again, Nash Road and Beach Road, right at the intersection of Nash and Beach. So the Woodland Pond neighborhood is going to be right in here. There's Pocahontas State Park right there, and this circulation is going to continue to head right up over Beach Road, and it is going to cross right at Iron Bridge Road and 288. Again, that is right here. There's Iron Bridge Road right there at the end of my finger, and it's going to cross 288, and that is going to be exactly the same spot as the last one that just moved over there. I've not gotten a confirmation of a tornado with this, but there is a strong indication there, at least from the velocity standpoint, a strong mesocyclone, and we will see. It remains to be seen what's going on with that storm. I saw an update there, Mike, on the polygon. I imagine that's just an update to the positioning of this thing.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, just an update on the position. Over Chesterfield Courthouse near Chester, it's still northeast at 35 and still till 2:30.
Okay, gotcha. Here, Chester's over here, so it is a little bit north and west. They indicated that on the warning, but it is north and west. It's definitely near Chesterfield Courthouse, and it is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, and that's a strong circulation. Okay, so that's the south storm, and it is about to cross over. Again, Iron Bridge is right here. Iron Bridge and 288. That is right where this is passing, just like the last storm. Iron Bridge and 288, circulation is going to pass right up over that and continue to head right on the same track. These are basically what we call training. They're on the same track, one after the other, passing right through the Richmond area. So again, there is the circulation. This is a strong circulation. It is stronger than the last storm that moved through the area. and it continues to head northeast at 30 miles per hour. Andrew Smith is going to be getting close to this storm here momentarily. We're going to check in with him and get a look at this, because a circulation like that's got to have some type of visual presentation, and he should be looking at that and getting us a good idea of what's going on. Okay, there's the other circulation, and Mike, it looks like on Darbytown Road, you've got a pretty good rotation there. Darbytown over toward Laburnum, and yeah, there's that. There's a circulation there for sure. It's small, but it is right there. So again, here's 60. So here is, this is Williamsburg Road coming out of Richmond. So there's Williamsburg Road, Darbytown Road, and Williamsburg Road cutting over here toward the airport, Charles City Road as well. So again, there's Highway 5 right in here, and you've got Williamsburg Road, Highway 60 right in here. Circulation here, southeast sections of the city of Richmond heading into Henrico County, southeast Henrico County. This circulation is going to go north and east, and it is going to cross 64 pretty close to the Laburnum exit. So Laburnum exit and close to 9 Mile Road as well. So there's the Laburnum exit, and here comes the circulation. It's getting better organized now near Darbytown Road. Darbytown Road, there's the circulation just a little south of 64, and it's going to come right up over Interstate 64. There's 9 Mile Road right in here. So again, it's going to go between 9 Mile and Laburnum. All right, between 9 Mile and Laburnum is where this circulation is going to head. And there is circulation with that that's getting a little bit better organized here just south and east of downtown Richmond. And we ought to have a look at that on our tower cam. And that should be something that we can see. You know, our tower cam is looking right at the southeast part of that as we look across town. So we're going to look at that here momentarily. Getting an update here on the warning, which I'm sure you can hear in the background. And Mike's going to get us an update on what's going on with this storm. So again, there's the circulation, Darbytown Road, south and east of Richmond. Again, there's Charles City Road. This circulation has gotten a little bit better organized. We're going to look at this thing. And our tower cam right now is pointed, it's behind me, it's pointed south. We can rotate that around to the east a little bit. We'll do that here in a second. All right, Mike, let's look at the south storm real quickly, because both of these storms do have strong circulations with them at this time. And again, we've got one that is about to cross Interstate 64 just east of downtown Richmond. It's going to be going right across, it's like Mosby Court, Creighton Court, Fairfield Court area, and it is coming right across. There's 9 Mile Road there. So there's the circulation. It's right at now Interstate 64 and 9 Mile Road. So again, moving just in the west sides of Highland Springs, 9 Mile Road and Interstate 64 is going to continue to head north and go across Creighton Road. All right, so 9 Mile Road and Interstate 64 is where the circulation is right now. Let's look at tower cam. Let's go to tower cam right now, and there's the storm. Let's pull it up full. Pull it up full. Tower cam looking to the southeast out of our tower cam here at the top of WTVR. You can see it behind me there. There's a shot. So we're looking at the base, and there it is, and that is the lowered base. There you go. Now we're going to go back to the west a little bit, and that is the Carillon we're looking at. So this is going to be the south storm. So let's go back to the west, or back to the left a little bit, which is going to be back to the east, and there is the straight. All right, stop right there. All right, let's keep that shot. That is the lowered base of the storm. That is the south storm coming up that Andrew's heading into right now. You do not see a funnel on the ground with that. That's good. So no tornado on the ground, but there is definitely a lowered base with that. And we're going to keep that shot going and watch that shot. And it's going to be moving from our vantage point, guys. You can back out a little bit here. It's going to be moving from the right side to the left side. So it's going to be moving from right to left. So you guys need to just keep up with that shot as it continues to change. So that is the lowered base of the storm. That's the south storm. That is the one that right now is down near Iron Bridge Road and 288. So at this moment, it appears as though there is not a tornado on the ground unless it's rain wrapped, and that is always a possibility. But at this time, that's a wall cloud that you're seeing there, and that is a significant lowering. But at this moment, it does not appear as though a tornado is on the ground. Okay, let's go back over. We're going to keep an eye on that shot, and that's going to be in the screen here behind me. There's the circulation. Again, this circulation, that's the south. That's what we're looking at from downtown Richmond, looking right at that. So behind me there's the circulation. This is Iron Bridge Road, and now we're looking at Iron Bridge Road to the Chippenham Parkway. So here's the Chippenham Parkway here, 150, and there's Iron Bridge Road. There's the circulation. You see behind me, there's the live shot. So you've got the lowered base here that you're looking at on our tower cam shot. And so we're going to have an eye on this thing if it happens to produce a tornado. You can see Storm Rider as well en route. Storm Rider in the bottom right-hand part of your screen. It is showing you what it's looking like from the ground level. Again, we have two storms here. What is this, Mike? Is this a severe thunderstorm warning, or we have a
flash flood warning that just got
flash flood
issued
warning? Okay.
till
All right.
4:15. The storm that's producing all the alerts here in the studio, that is the south one. And it's now until 2:45. I know this is kind of a jumbled mess here, but it's this new warning box. That's till 2:45,
Right here.
northeast at 30.
Okay, northeast at 30 until 2:45. Okay, so that's this storm right here. It's right on Iron Bridge Road. And the tower cam shot behind me there, you can see the storm is moving quickly, so we're going to have to adjust that tower cam shot over to the east a little bit. There it is. All right, let's go back over to that shot. Let's pull it up full again. There it is, Iron Bridge Road just south of Chippenham. There it is. Let's hold that shot. Okay, so we've got a lowering there, and you've got rising scud into the base. That's what we're looking at. And if you guys can, I'm going to step off the camera. If you can pop me up in front of that, I don't know if that's possible or not, but I'm going to step back in here in just a second. If you can pop me up in front of it. All right, so here we go. So what we're looking at here, this is the wall cloud in here. So this whole area here, this lowered base, that's the wall cloud. I'm concerned about this area right in here. We could have a funnel developing. We've got rising scud into the base of this, and we could have a tornado developing at any moment now. This is the storm that is right at the Chippenham Parkway and Iron Bridge Road. So here we go. There's your wall cloud, your lower base. We have rising scud into the base of this thing, and we have a lowering here. No tornado confirmed at this time, but you've got stuff right along the ground, rising scud right along the ground, and these cloud bases are very, very low. So very concerning here what's going on right at 288, or excuse me, right at Chippenham Parkway and Iron Bridge Road with this storm. Let's go back over and keep that shot up. Let's put it in another box, and let's check out the radar again and look at this circulation, because it's a strong, very strong rotation here right along Iron Bridge Road and 288. Time arrival is going to be Bensley at 2:24, Richmond at 2:36, Central Gardens 2:38, Manbur at 2:40, Highland Springs at 2:42. You've got a storm in Highland Springs right now, the lead storm, but this is the second storm in Highland Springs. Chickahominy at 2:45, Chamberlain at 2:47, and Brandy Creek Estates at 2:48. That's the south storm, and that's what we're looking at here in our box here. That's our tower cam shot where we have the lowered base there, and you can see, boy, how low that thing is getting to the ground. There's a shot also through our Storm Rider. Let's go to Storm Rider real quick and pull that shot up full as well. And you can see kind of a raggedy base that we're looking at. We're crossing, looks like we're on 95 right there, looking back over the James River, back to the south and east. Appears to be what the direction that we're looking there. Let's go back over and check out the radar. And there we go. We've got this circulation. Again, Cogbill Road right in here. Iron Bridge Road right in here. There's Cogbill Road, extension of that. And then again, the circulation, there is this 150, so this is the Chippenham Parkway. All right, so let's now check in with Jim Duncan. Jim Duncan's out there chasing for us today. Jim, where are you located and what are you looking at?
Zach, I just came north of 288 and Iron Bridge Road, the storm you were talking about, and I pulled off. I moved about a mile north of there. The storm was coming up behind me, and I moved. I turned to the west, and I'm on a side street here. I'm not sure the name of it, but I'm looking to the north right now. It's pouring down like crazy here in this part of Chesterfield County, and it was a fierce-looking storm, I'll tell you that, as it was coming up behind me. And we're looking basically to the north again, and we're just kind of rain-wrapped in whatever's happening now. But the storm itself, I'm looking north, off of Iron Bridge Road, about a mile north of 288 from that cell you've been tracking.
All right, thank you, Jim. Thanks for that report. Again, Jim getting slammed down there. He's on Iron Bridge Road, just a little bit north of 288, and there's the storm right there. That is an intense circulation. This is the north storm now. So this is the storm that was weaker on the southeast side of Richmond. Now it has gotten its act together, and it's really cranked up. This is Creighton Road right here. There's Mechanicsville. So here's Mechanicsville Turnpike, and it's just a little bit to the east of Mechanicsville Turnpike near Creighton Road, and there's 295. So again, if you're anywhere on 295, you need to get off of that road. This is a serious circulation that is coming up through the area right now, and it's going to pass right over 295. And again, we're looking at, there's Meadowview Park right in here. There's the Richmond National Battlefield Park right over there. There's Lee Davis High School. So this is going to come very near Lee Davis High School. Again, the students in Chesterfield and Henrico County are sheltering in place. That is a very good place for them to be. They're going to be in the hallway. They're going to be surrounded by cinder block walls. Let's go back to Tower Cam. We got a tornado on the ground. Tower Cam, pull it up full. Pull it up full. Okay, there we go. That is either a... I don't know, Mike. I don't know if that is a tornado on the ground or if we've got a fire.
Yeah,
it could easily be a fire. So let's just hold off on that right now. Yeah, I think that we could have a fire here. From the distance, initially looking at that, it looked like we had a tornado on the ground. Not to say it's not, but this is a very, very difficult place to look through all of the heavy rain we're getting right now. There's a chance. There's a very strong circulation with this storm. And so we do have the tornado warning that continues until 2:45. We are looking at a live shot right now. And you would think any fire would have a very difficult time getting going. But that does not appear to be moving. So that is the thing. It's all basically in the same spot. So again, we've got what appeared to be initially, right off the bat, a tornado. But again, this could have been a fire or something, and it doesn't appear to be moving laterally like you would expect. The base of it is staying in the same spot. So again, that's something to continue to look at very closely. Looked like we had a tornado on the ground. Let's go back over and look at the radar. We'll come back to this shot here momentarily. And Mike, on that one, we're looking at this, the south storm. The direction of that?
That's the south one, and then that's the one that's up near Mechanicsville. That's the one that's been getting stronger.
Yeah, this one is very intense right now. Here's 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. We're looking at about a mile down 295 from where it crosses Mechanicsville Turnpike. And that is where Creighton Road, basically between Mechanicsville Turnpike and Creighton Road on 295, that is an intense circulation, and that's crossing 295 right now. And there could be a tornado at any time with that storm. Let's look at correlation coefficient on both those areas, Mike, and see if what we just saw there could have been debris or if in fact was just smoke. And again, I don't see anything in there right now that would indicate, at least where we are. Let's go back and look for the south storm as well, see if there's anything there. Again, there's the circulation right in there. Okay, I don't really see much there. There could be something right in there near Walmsley Boulevard. Again, that'd be close to 150 and Iron Bridge Road, right where we're looking. So there's a chance that what we were looking at could have been a funnel, but it can't confirm a tornado at this time, even though it definitely looked like you had something in there. We're getting slammed now by rainfall here at the station. Let's go back and check the north storm again. You got two storms here, essentially in the Richmond metro area. You've got one south and east of right where 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. So basically, it's right there. It's right at the intersection of 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. So 360 and 295, there's that circulation. It may be coming down in intensity just a little bit, but it is still very strong. So again, the circulation's right at 360 and 295, right over Mechanicsville, and it is moving to the north at 30 miles per hour. So again, it's going to come right up here, Bell Creek Road and Lee Davis Road. Okay, so we mentioned earlier that Chesterfield County schools were sheltering in place, so were Henrico County schools. Now Hanover schools are also sheltering in place. And again, I'll say the same thing I've said about the previous places. That is where you want your children to be right now if they can't be at home with you. And this is not a time to go get them. All you're going to do is endanger yourself and them if you try to go out there and get them. And you're probably not going to have anybody even come to the door at these schools. So they need to be where they are, sheltering in place. These are the types of tornadoes that are easily survivable in that kind of structure. Okay, these are cinder block structures, and they are in the hallway. They are probably better protected than they would be in your own home unless you had a below-ground shelter. So this is a good place for them to be, sheltering in place at the public schools in Hanover County, Henrico County, and Chesterfield County. A good spot for them to be. I've got 3 children, so I'm speaking from a very personal standpoint when I'm telling you that. They are in schools, and they are also sheltering in place, and that is a good place for them to be. I would not want my wife out there on the roads trying to go pick them up right now. Okay, so there's the circulation. It's over Mechanicsville Turnpike and 295. It continues to track to the north at 30 miles per hour. Tornado warning continues on this until 245. It will likely be extended beyond that as this moves up into more of Hanover County and eventually probably western sections of King William County. King and Queen County is probably going to clip parts of Caroline County as well. So just stay alert as this storm continues to move through the area. That's the north storm. Right over Mechanicsville, right over 295, and right over 360. And then the south storm here that we were looking at a moment ago, it doesn't look quite as organized at the moment, but we've seen this. And, there could be something, and Mike, there could be something here that the radar just has an issue between these two parts of Richmond. I don't know, perhaps. But it seems like in this area here, the storms just do not seem to look very good. And then beyond that, they really get going. So there might be something, either something topographically that the storms have trouble with. Maybe there's some sort of influence there, but we've seen this happen a couple times now where they've weakened and they've gotten a lot more organized as they have crossed over 64 heading north and east. So again, we're looking at King William County now, western King William County. So Pine Hill, Newman, Studley, Corinth Fork, Mango Hick, Turpin, Tuckforth, and Upshaw. Those are locations in the path of the storm between 2:30 and 2:56. You can see the time of arrival there. Again, that lead storm is now outside of 295. It's heading up more into Hanover County again, and so it's crossed 360. It's going to pass west of Old Church. The south storm, again, current time is 2:29. That south storm is going to be Richmond at 2:34, Central Gardens at 2:36, Heckler Village at 2:37, East Highland Park at 2:38, Fayette Park at 2:40, Chickahominy at 2:42, Chamberlain 2:44, Brandy Creek Estates at 2:45, Craney Island Estates at 2:47, Pole Green 2:49, Ashcake 2:53, Forest Lake Hills at 2:54, Studley 2:55, Peaks 2:57, and Crosses Quarter at 2:58. Again, the storm has a tornado warning on it until 2:45, but it will likely be extended, and we've extended that storm track there just to kind of give you an idea of where it might be in western sections of King William County if it continues to track that way. There's Manquin and Aylett right up 360, so it's going to be right along and west of that. Again, 2 circulations. It looks like the south storm's starting to get going again, Mike. Looks like it's starting to get a little bit more of a circulation, and that one is coming up over Route 1. And if we've got Duncan, let's check in with him again because I think he's probably pretty close to that right now. He is. We don't have him at the moment, and if we have Andrew, we can check in with Andrew Smith as well. If we have Andrew Smith, we can check in with him. So you guys just let me know what's going on. There's the live shot from Andrew Smith. Andrew, it looks like you just slammed in it right now. Where are you headed?
Yeah, I'm on Pocahontas Parkway heading eastbound. It is pouring buckets here, trying to get around the city to catch up to the storm that's going over the city right now. If I tried chasing it from where I am now, I would just run to the backside of it. It wouldn't be a good situation here. So trying to come around and catch it again as it emerges in Mechanicsville behind the first storm.
Okay. All right, Andrew, just stay safe out there on those roads. And it's just difficult. The visibility is very difficult. You've got so much humidity out there. The cloud bases are very low. It's a tropical atmosphere. You can feel it in the studio. The humidity, it leaches in every time the door opens up. And this is the type of air mass that you get in April, where you have both the heat and humidity and you have the wind shear. And all of this is courtesy of Nicole that's brought this air mass into the region. And there's a flash flood warning for the Richmond area as well, because of extremely heavy rainfall that we have received from this storm. There's the circulation. It's right over the Philip Morris plant. So this is going to be Route 1. There's Midlothian Turnpike as well. So Route 60 right at Route 1 and also Hull Street. So right in here, you've got in Manchester area, Caravati's is going to be down in here as well. There's Commerce Road, and of course, there's Interstate 95. So this is going to cross Interstate 95 probably right at about exit 70 or 71, heading north on 95. So it's a little bit south of that 74 exit interchange that takes you toward the downtown expressway. This one's going to come right up over, and I say more like 72, or exit 72 on Interstate 95. And this is going to come right up across Fairfield Court, Mosby Court, right here at the Chaco Valley Bridge as well. So that's where that circulation here on the southeast sides of the city of Richmond is going to head. And there it is. That's a strong circulation. Again, there's the James River, and we're looking at this thing. It's right over the downtown expressway. In fact, this thing is coming right up over Main Street Station. Okay, so that circulation is right over Chaco Bottom, right over Main Street Station. All right, so that's where the circulation is right now. That's the south storm, and that is a strong circulation that we have there. We've got Storm Rider in the bottom right-hand part of your screen. That's a live shot from them. They look like they're getting out of the heaviest rainfall. And then that's a tower cam shot in the upper right. We've got circulation here that is now, it's a well northeast of 295. It's moved past there a good bit. There's Studley Road right in here. So that circulation is approaching Studley Road. So Studley Road here running like this and kind of curves down a little bit. So again, there it is, the circulation there. There's Pole Green Road up to Studley Road. Okay, so it's between Pole Green Road and Studley Road in Mechanicsville, and it continues to head north and east through Hanover County. And here's the river. All right, so we're looking at the, let's see, the Pamunkey River. So this is the Pamunkey River, this line here. And so we're looking at King William County up here where my hand is. So this is King William County, Pamunkey River in here, Hanover County right in here. And there's the circulation between Pole Green Road and Studley Road. And it continues to head to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. That warning goes for another 11 minutes. It goes until 2:45. But again, that circulation there started in north central North Carolina. And we've been tracking this thing for 3 hours. It has been there. It's been significant for that long and continues to come through the central part of Virginia now, and it shows no signs of slowing down. That is the flash flood warning. Yes.
Just want to give you one observation that came in. Flooding at I-95 in Belvedere Street, shoulder and left lane are closed. So that just came in at 2:31, so we're starting to get some flooding on 95.
95 in Belvedere. Okay,
yeah, shoulder and left lane closed.
Okay, so 95 in Belvedere is right there, just a little bit north of the big Richmond sign. As you come up 95, you see the Richmond sign in big letters. It's going to be the next exit there, essentially. And that is where the heavy rainfall is, Belvedere and Chamberlain. So that exit there is where you have heavy rainfall. I want to say that is going to be exit 76 on Interstate 95, where it shares that thoroughfare with Interstate 64. Okay, so flooding at the exit, Belvedere exit on Interstate 95/64. All right, so we've got heavy rainfall that continues with the storm, but the main concern at this moment is the potential for the tornado, and the tornado could be right along Highway 95 here. This is the south storm. It's crossing over Church Hill at the moment. And close to Churchill. So let's do this the right way here. We've got Churchill down here, and then we've got areas here in Chaco Slip. Okay, so Chaco Slip area all the way down to about Churchill. It's a broad circulation. Again, this is going to be a Belvedere Street right in here. So that's where the flooding is. It's at 95/64 and Belvedere. And so we've got flooding in this area, and then we've got also the potential for a tornado here in the downtown Richmond area, just a little bit just south and east of, we'll say, the VCU campus. Okay, so a little bit east of VCU is where the circulation is, and it's continuing to head to the north and east. Again, here's 360. All right, so 360 is right in here, so that's Mechanicsville Turnpike, and there's Richmond International Raceway. So right up in here, okay? So there's RIR right in this area, Laburnum right along here, Ladies Mile Road, just a little bit south of there. All right, so all these locations in the path of this storm as it continues to move through the area. And let's see what we've got here through, if we get Andrew up on the if we get Andrew up, let's go and check with him. There's a look at the overall precipitation presentation. And in heavy rainfall, Ginter Park to RIR. And there's the hook right in here. Circulation is going to be right there at the Chaco Valley Bridge. All right, so there's the hook echo. Chaco Valley Bridge is where the circulation is. It continues to head to the north, right up 360. Andrew, where are you right now, and what are you looking at?
Like I'm on 295. I just crossed over Charles City Road, Portuguese Road, heading northbound. Little interesting feature on this storm here by the airport. I just came through it, and there's definitely a rain-free base on it as it's getting near the airport. And looking at it on the radar, there appears to be some kind of weak couplet in the area. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on this one now. It seems like kind of a new storm trying to form here.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Andrew's out there giving us an idea of what's going on, and that is a flood report that Mike is popping on there. That's the one from Belvedere Street, I'm imagining? Yes. Okay. All right. So we're not getting any storm reports in terms of any damage from a tornado, so that is a very good thing. And let's go back over and look at our tower cam shot. That's a very ominous looking shot as we look down to our east. And let's pan over to the left a little bit, because that is what we're looking at. We're looking at the base of that storm that is now moving up over the Chaco Valley Bridge. And there's going to be an update there. And you can see just a little bit. There's the storm. I mean, that's a nasty, dark sky there looking, again, over the Chaco Valley Bridge, moving north of there now. And that storm is heading toward RIR, about to move over RIR at the moment. So, again, that is the south storm, and it's right in here. There's RIR there. That's what we're looking at from our tower here at CBS 6. And we have the lead storm. The lead storm is headed up. Again, this is going to be in Hanover County now. That is a strong circulation. And Mike, they just issued a new warning on that?
Yeah, for the storm closer to the city, that's until 3:15, moving north at 35, near East Highland Park, Virginia Union University. It's for the city of Richmond, Hanover, Henrico, and King William counties. That's till 3:15.
Till 3:15. Okay, this storm right here, this is the one that's got a really strong velocity couplet with it. And again, this tornado warning was updated here. It's near Virginia Union. Again, talked about Chaco Valley Bridge, not too far away from there as well. It's a broad circulation. But again, there's the circulation. This is going to be Studley Road. Again, this is Pole Green Road, and now it's north of Studley Road, right along Studley Road at this time. That is in Hanover County. That is a strong circulation with that storm, the potential for a tornado with this storm. Again, this warning goes, is this warning until 2:45, the north storm, Mike?
Yeah, until 2:45. Also got an update from the Storm Prediction Center. They're likely going to extend the tornado watch because I think the original expiration was 3.
That's correct.
So I think they're going to be extending that as well.
Okay, so the tornado watch is going to be extended until, beyond 3. That's what it was set to expire. So it's 2:40 right now. Clearly, the threat for tornadoes will not be over in 20 minutes. So they're going to update that and extend the tornado watch further into the evening, or late afternoon, early evening. We'll see. Maybe something like 7 p.m., something like that. And we will see what they do with that. But there's the circulation here. That's the one over Virginia Union. That's the south storm. And that continues to track right over RIR. And this one's going to come up very close to where the initial one came up, right over Mechanicsville Turnpike and 295. If it continues to maintain itself, which there's no indication why it would not at this point. These have been long track circulations with these storms. And again, that new warning, that goes until 3:15. So tornado warning now in effect until 3:15 with the south storm. The north storm is still until 2:45, but that will likely be extended as well. And again, you can see a broad circulation in here. This is going to be near Studley Road and Williamsville Road. And that is going to be, again, in Hanover County, but it is headed up. It's now west. It's going to stay west of Mechanicsville Turnpike, west of 360. And this is this real windy line here. That is the Pamunkey River. So this is about to cross up over the Pamunkey River and move into King William County. King William County is in the tornado warning at this time, and it is going to take this, and it's going to be fairly rural areas of King William County. There's still some farmland out there. There's still some people at home there, but this is going to be moving up out of Hanover County and into King William County. You folks in Aylett, this circulation right now looks like it'll stay west of you, but we'll keep looking at it it because it is going to be awfully close. Again, it's moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. There's the time of arrival. Corinth Fork at 251, Mango Hick at 256, Tuck Fork, God, careful of that, 259, Upshaw 301, Dwayne at 304, and Dwayne Fork, lots of forks in there, at 306. Okay, so that's the circulation there in Hanover County. Again, it's approaching, that storm is approaching the Pamunkey River, and it will cross that and be moving into King William County at that point. And we still have this circulation here that's going to be near RIR. So again, Laburnum Avenue is right in here. So Laburnum Avenue right in here, Ladies Mile Road right in here. There's RIR. And again, Caroline Avenue right over here. And that's where that circulation is passing right now. It's going to come right up over 360 and right through the 360, 295 intersection, exactly where that initial storm went. So
They extended that northern storm, this brand new tornado warning till 3:15, and that goes Caroline, King William, Hanover, and King and Queen.
Okay, so both tornado warnings now are until 3:15. Thanks, Mike. This one's Caroline County, Hanover County, King William County, and King and Queen counties. All right, so that's the lead storm coming on through. And with that storm that's moving over RIR right now, packet pickup for the races tomorrow, the marathon, the half, and the 8K is out at the racetrack. If you are tracking us from either inside that building or you're thinking about heading there, don't head there first off. Let the storm go through. If you are there, just stay there. I would not get out and get in your car and try to get out of that area. Just stay there and let the storm move on through the area. Okay, so we have two tornado warnings right now, both of which are in effect until 3:15. Here's the broad view. What we've seen is some clearing back to our west, and this was handled very well by the high-resolution short-term models, where we're going to have a relative void of showers and thunderstorms for a while. Sun will probably come out as well. And it looks like this round of storms here over the next 2 hours or so, this may be all that we end up seeing in terms of the tornado threat. We will see how that plays out. I haven't had a chance to analyze anything because I've been covering these things with you here over the air. But it looks like we're in the meat of it right now, and by evening, things should have settled down. Okay, so there is the circulation. It's a lot weaker now. It's over RIR, and it is approaching, again, it should be RR, Richmond Raceway. We'll have to update that icon there. But it's approaching 295 now. And now it looks like the updated, the latest one is going to be getting pretty close now to 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. The circulation may come a little bit over to the west of that. So again, here is 301. So here's where Chamberlain and 295 cross. That's the Chamberlain exit. And then we get down to the 360 exit. And it looks like we're going to come right on between those. Looks like it's going to come between those two exits. So again, we've got the Chamberlain exit and the Mechanicsville Turnpike exit, 360. And it looks like it's going to pass right between those, right over the Meadow Bridge Road exit. All right, so Meadow Bridge Road, right at 295 and Meadow Bridge Road is where the circulation is going to go. And again, that is the south storm. That's the southernmost storm with a tornado warning on it. So again, it has cleared areas farther south into the city of Richmond, Chesterfield County, and Henrico County. It is this storm here that continues to track to the northeast. That is the south storm at this time. There are other storms, a couple of them way, way south, but none have warnings on them at present. Okay, so still tracking this one coming up a little bit west of Mechanicsville. And again, right there at the 95 and 295 interchange. It's going to come right over Meadowville Road, the way it looks right now. So again, this is 95 and 295 is right in here, and this is going to be Chamberlain and 295, and then right over Meadow Bridge Road is where the circulation is going to pass, if there is in fact a circulation with it, or a tornado with it. And right now it looks like it's pretty weak. Let me show you what we've got in the upper right hand corner. Let's look at our Millionaire Cam and look at a shot through our Millionaire Cam. And some of these shots that we're getting through our tower cams and all cameras across the city, there's just some eerie looking shots. I mean, that is the shot that you normally see, our Millionaire Cam, and it looks like the clouds are just on the ground there. The cloud bases are so low. It's no wonder that you just can't see a tornado if one touches down for the most part. That's why we have the chasers out there, and even then, the chasers are having a very, very difficult time trying to track down what's going on with these storms. All right, so we've got the circulation, the north storm. Again, there's Williamsville Road, and that is going to be passing right up over, again, the Pamunkey River here shortly and moving into the western sections of King William County. Again, there's 360, Mechanicsville Turnpike, there's Manquin. And again, so it's well west of there, but that's a pretty strong circulation now, starting to get cranked up again the way it looks right now, and is right over the Pamunkey River, again, separating Hanover County and King William County. And again, there's Chamberlain, there's 301 right in there, and that circulation continues to move to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. Again, this is there's River Road up in parts of Hanover County. All right, so there's the circulation. This is going to be the south storm. This is going to be near Meadow Bridge Road and 295, and that continues to have tornado warning on it. That's until 3:15. Current time is 2:47, so 28 minutes more with both of these tornado warnings. If they were to maintain themselves, that's how long they would be in effect for, and we will see. So far, these storms just continue to truck right along, and they have no indication really of slowing down. They've been cycling some where they'll be really intense, then they'll weaken, and they'll crank up again. But so far, none of these storms have really truly gone away. There's that circulation over 9 Mile Road, just north of 64. So 9 Mile Road over Highland Springs, and this is a brand new circulation, Mike. Yeah. A brand new circulation. This is the one
want to interrupt you. So we have 3 potential circulations now, technically 4. One thing I also want to update, we've been covering these other ones. There is this tornado warning now for this circulation near Garysville, and that's heading up into Charles City. So if I zoom out just a little bit, I'll show you where the current tornado warnings are. So we have the 3 official tornado warnings and then that one new circulation near Highland Springs.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Thanks for the update there on the south storm. So again, we've got one coming into Charles City. If you live in the Charles City area, you need to take a tornado safety precautions there. Again, there's a new circulation, and I believe this is the one that Andrew was headed to. This is what we were just looking at from our airport camp. With just look at the clouds were just basically on the ground. So you've got a circulation there, a very, very low cloud base here. And if we can get Andrew, let's check in with Andrew Smith. And you guys just let me know if you've got his audio potted up. We'll go to him on that storm. Andrew, we got your storm now. We're seeing the circulation on it. Where are you, and what are you looking at? Okay, so he's probably in an area.
Hey, Zach, I'm right at the entrance of the Cold Harbor battlefield here.
All right, he's in a tough area right now. All right, we'll check back in with Andrew here in a moment when he gets into a little bit better location there so he can stream his coverage a little bit better for us. But he's been pretty solid all afternoon, showing us the bases of these storms. And again, we've got a couple different areas of circulation. Again, there's just really 4 different areas of circulation, 3 different warnings. Okay, so we've got the north storm, which is right on the Pamunkey River. That's storm number 1. Okay, this is the circulation that began in north central North Carolina, and it is still there. Okay, so that is approaching Highway 30. All right, so here's Highway 30 and toward Mango Hick. All right, so if you live in Mango Hick, you need to take those tornado safety precautions right now. That circulation's right over the Pamunkey River, and it is headed right up toward the Mango Hick area. Okay, that's storm number 1. Warning goes until 3:15. Storm number 2 is farther south, and that one here is sitting near really right up in here, but we've got 2 different circulations. We've got this one that's over near Hanover Farms. That's the more intense circulation. We had one in here that the warning was on, but I'm telling you, this one down here is way more intense at the moment. So this storm may just completely be going away. This farther south storm may be robbing this one of its energy. So I'm thinking that this one may be a non-event here, and this is going to be the issue farther south. Again, right along 295 and Creighton Road. So again, there's the circulation there. It is not in a tornado warning at the moment, but that is the circulation to be concerned with right now. Again, Creighton Road and 295, that's headed up over Walnut Grove Road and Sandy Valley Road. Okay, so that is the one that's got the main circulation with it at this time, 295 and Creighton Road, and that's circulation that continues to head north. It's going to cross right over Walnut Road, and then this one's going to come up over Mechanicsville Turnpike, and we're Sandy Valley Road. Between Walnut Grove Road and Sandy Valley Road along Mechanicsville Turnpike, that's where the circulation is going to cross. Okay, so this is a circulation that does not have a warning on it right now, but it is every bit as strong strong as the other storms that have warnings on them, okay? So this is outside of the warnings. I imagine there's going to be a warning issued on this at any moment, but that's what we're looking at right now. That is a major concern, that circulation right there at Creighton Road and 295. Okay, so let's look at the Charles City storm again, Mike, real quick for the folks down there. I don't want to leave them out of what's going on. So again, we've got 4 different circulations, 3 different warnings. The farthest south storm that we have is this storm near Garysville, and it doesn't look great in terms of the circulation, but it's headed for Charles City. So if you live in Charles City, you need to take tornado safety precautions. Don't screw around with this. This is coming in close to you. So again, this is something that you need to take seriously as it approaches your location. Take your tornado safety precautions in Charles City, and really all of the southern half of Charles City County is in this tornado warning. All right, so this storm continues to track to the north. It's headed up through the area. It'll be Greenway at 259, Barnett's at 301, Ruthville at 304, Sandy Bottom at 309, Mount Castle 312, Roxbury at 313, and Woodhaven Shores at 317. Okay, so that storm is moving to the north at 30 miles per hour. Let's go back to the north storm right now and look at that one. And again, this storm, we're looking at the circulation here. Again, it's not in a tornado warning, but this is the main circulation here near Creighton Road at 295. There's still a warning on this one here that is going to be near Chamberlain Avenue, but at this moment, it just does not have much of a circulation with it at all. And then the farthest north storm is headed toward Mango Hick. So if you live in Mango Hick, around the Mango Hick area, this is Highway 30 running through Mango Hick. This circulation appears to be weakening right now, but it still is a tornado warning, and you need to take your tornado safety precautions. The warning continues for another 22 minutes until 3:15. All right, so that circulation approaching Mango Hick has a tornado warning on it. So that is the farthest north storm that we have. We also have one back to the south and west of it. It's very weak at the moment. It might crank up again, but it's fairly weak. We have a circulation that's heading up toward Charles City. That's another one. And then we have another one that does not have a warning on it that is located over the Highland Springs area right now. So you have 4 different areas of concern here, not too far away from the Richmond area. Okay, so there is the circulation. Again, this is the north storm. It was really intense for a while in Hanover County. Crossed over the Pamunkey River. It's fallen apart pretty quickly. All right, we had another circulation here farther south and west, and this one came up north of Mechanicsville, and it has fallen apart. I don't see anything in there anymore. I think that it's just gotten robbed of its energy from the storms farther south. The inflow probably got completely cut off from it. Then you have a storm, again, this one's near, we'll call Hanover Farms, but again, Sandy Valley Road, Walnut Grove Road, and then here's Creighton Road in here. Okay, so this is a fairly significant, this is 360. I'm sorry, 360 is going to be right in here. Creighton Road is here. It crossed over Creighton Road. It's headed up over Walnut Grove and Mechanicsville Turnpike. All right, so right at Walnut Grove Road and Mechanicsville Turnpike is where that circulation is going to be. And it continues to move to the north at 30 miles per hour. It does not have a warning on it at this time. Okay, so all these storms, everything's going to go up spinning at this moment. We've got a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere. It just every storm that gets anything to it, any legs to it, is going to start to spin. All right, we've got the warning down here for Prince George County and Charles City County. All right, that one is a circulation that's coming up, approaching Charles City right now. It's a fairly weak circulation, but it is a circulation. And then we have another warning. So this one goes till 3 o'clock, Charles City, Prince George, and Surrey. So that's another 5 minutes for you folks down there. And then we've got this other storm. Looks like we've had that initial one canceled. So now we only have the one till 3:15 for Caroline, Hanover, King William, and King and Queen. That is until 3:15. All right, so we have that warning up north, and then we have the circulation that does not have a warning on it, and that is moving up now. Again, there's a look at Mechanicsville Turnpike in here. This circulation has weakened now. So again, it wrapped up very quickly, and now appears to be spinning down fairly quickly as well. And we still have this circulation. If you go farther north, you're going to get into that circulation, and that circulation, again, is going to be up near Mango Hick. This one also doesn't look that impressive. It's still a circulation, still has a warning on it for another 19 minutes, but circulation is going to be right in here just south of Mango Hick. So this is Highway 30. All right, so here's Doswell. King's Dominion is right in here. Meadow Event Park right in here. So beyond all that, we're past 301 and 30. So there's Hanover's going to be right in here. So it's just a little bit to the east of Hanover and just a little south of Mango Hick. All right, so that's the circulation, just a little south of Mango Hick. Continues to move into far western sections of King William County. It'll clip a little bit of Caroline County. It looks like it's going to head north and do Caroline County a little bit here and up towards Central Point a little bit later on if it continues to maintain its circulation. It has weakened some, but it may be what we call cycling. All right, so this circulation farther south, still there, not overly strong, but still there. And again, it's going to be right along Mechanicsville Turnpike, and it's going to be very close to Walnut Grove Road. It's right in here. All right, Walnut Grove Road and Mechanicsville Turnpike. All right, so that's the circulation there that we're looking at. And we also have one that's approaching Charles City at the moment. So again, several different circulations. Looks like that warning is now gone. We only have one warning now, and that is only for another 2.5 minutes. So these things, all of a sudden, we don't have much going on in terms of warnings, and that's not a bad thing. All right, so we've got Charles City right in here, circulation right in here that appears to have weakened fairly significantly. Now, the thing about this storm is it's much closer to the radar site than the other storms. So the radar down at the Weather Service is sampling this thing at a lower level. It's got a better look at whether or not there is low-level circulation. So the fact that it's not showing much is a very good sign here. There is a little bit of a circulation and even a pretty little hook on it, but it's not a real intense storm. So we will see if this one is extended or if it's allowed to expire at 3 o'clock. That's coming up in a minute and a half here. And we have the tornado watch that is supposed to expire at 3 o'clock as well, and we will see if that's continued or how long that's continued. I think it will definitely continue. We got a new tornado warning. That is down in Southampton County. Let's see, what are we looking at? That's the city of Sussex, or Suffolk. So Suffolk City has a new tornado warning way down here. So that's well out of our area. That goes until 3 o'clock, so it's been out for a little while, but that's way out of our area, but just kind of giving the whole area of Virginia a look, because I know some people commute back and forth to Norfolk, and that would be coming up across 64 there. And then we've got this one storm here. Look at the rainfall. Boy, the path of these things, they have dumped a tremendous amount of rainfall, 2 to 4 inches in some cases. Some of these isolated locations, maybe around 3.5. So there's been a lot of rainfall with these things in isolated locations, and you see 4 inches there. And that's just a little bit north of South Hill. So some tremendous rainfall with the storms today, as well as obviously the tornado threat that they've posed. And we still have the flash flood warning that remains in effect until, I think, Mike, you said 4:15 on that? Yeah, 4:15 on the flash flood warning for that area. Okay, so we've got the last tornado warning, the only one that's in effect, is going to expire in about 5 seconds. So we'll see what happens with this one here for Charles City, and there it goes. All right, so at this very moment, there are no tornado warnings. And Mike, did you see an extension of the tornado watch?
No, it was an SPC outlook, so there was nothing official issued, but they put that out, I think, about 45 minutes ago. So
okay, all right.
They're going to do something. It probably should be soon.
Yeah, they have to do something because the whole thing is going to be expired from everybody's systems and it's going to drop right at 3 o'clock. So the new watch, wherever it happens to be, is going to pick up from now and move forward for the rest of the evening. Okay, so as it stands right now, there are no tornado warnings for what we consider our area. Suffolk City is the closest one to us at the moment. There are some storms that have circulations on them. There are some storms that definitely bear watching, which we will continue to do. We have crews in the field. We have Andrew Smith. We have Jim Duncan out there chasing for us, and storm riders out there as well. So we've got this thing covered. We've got Mike Stone in the studio, Julie Watkins in the studio as well with me. And we are all tracking this thing and watching these things carefully for us. We have other isolated little showers and thunderstorms trying to get going. And if anything exhibits any kind of rotation, we will be back to let you know about that and cover this for you, just as we have been doing for the last 3.5 hours. Stay with CBS 6, the Weather Authority.